Godzilla Minus One is the 70th anniversary of the Godzilla franchise. A franchise that, if I'm being completely honest, I am semi-new to. Don't get me wrong, I have seen Godzilla movies, but I've only ever seen the American Godzilla movies. As heinous as that may sound, that is the truth. So this was my first ever Godzilla Japanese movie watching experience, and I honestly couldn't have been more excited. This was getting a huge wide release, and as someone relatively new to this franchise, I can honestly say this movie might have ruined Godzilla for me. You know, in that I cannot watch a single Godzilla movie that came before this because I'm pretty sure I just saw the best one. You see how I flipped that? For all of you people who dislike the video already just by me saying that. Yeah, what I'm saying is I really liked the movie. Like, really loved it. Absolutely loved it. Blown away by this movie. This film actually floored me. Like, oh my god, where do I begin? I honestly think the best way to start this is by saying the one thing that this movie does so much better than most of every single monster or kaiju movie, and that is the human main characters. Whenever Godzilla was not on screen in this film and the movie focused on the human characters, I absolutely loved it because I absolutely loved all of these people. Every single character in this film is written with so much personality, and every single actor is bringing so much liveliness to their performances that it's hard not to get wrapped up in all of their lives, even when Godzilla is not on screen. This is how you do build up to Godzilla correctly, by having people that you actually care about in the majority of the film. 2014 Godzilla? Even as someone who is not familiar to this franchise, I do understand that Godzilla was originally meant to represent post-war Japan, especially in the atomic age. This movie not only shows that in the scenes of destruction, but also in the character building scenes. You see just how much World War II affected relatively every single character in this film, and you see all of the trauma that they carried from those events. The war veterans in this movie are written with so much humanity that I legitimately did not want a single character in this entire movie to die. Let's talk about Godzilla in this movie. He is goddamn terrifying. This is not the defender of the earth fighting King Ghidorah or Mechagodzilla. This is a monster, a force of pure destruction. No logic, no reason, only death. And the effects used to bring Godzilla and his destruction to life are handled beautifully. They don't always look the most realistic, but they always look awesome. You always feel the size and scale of Godzilla and his destructive path. The music in this movie is also fantastic. Even I recognized a lot of the classic Godzilla compositions in this movie, and hearing them on the big screen is so awesome. The cinematography is also gorgeous. The sound design is spectacular. This is easily one of the best Godzilla roars ever put to screen. I have but one single nitpick with this entire movie that happens at the end involving the fates of certain characters. I will not spoil it, but do know that I had my reservations, so I do understand if some of you have your reservations about it. With that said, oh my god. The acting, the writing, the visuals, the effects, the music, the sound design. This is arguably the best summer blockbuster to come out this year, and it came out in December. Absolutely, Godzilla Minus One gets an A+. Don't wait for streaming. See it in theaters. You will not regret it. So for the new year, I want to do something different. I want to start reviewing movies that I normally wouldn't get to talk about by just reviewing new releases, and I want to include you guys on the conversation. So I currently have a poll up right now deciding which movies I would be talking about for the new year, either favorite movies or underrated movies. And I do want to include you guys in on that conversation, so I will not only be reviewing some of my favorite movies or some of my most underrated movies of all time, but I will also be reviewing some of your favorite movies or your most underrated movies of all time, depending on which you choose. It's something that I'm really looking forward to and something that I really want to do for the new year. It's in the community tab right now, so don't forget to vote in that poll. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are the best. And don't forget to click subscribe and click that bell icon down below to stay up to date on all things movie, all things TV, all things nerd.